Welcome to the Mike Will Experiment. I'm so excited to be here, bringing you this content. It's been a dream of mine to be on YouTube, so let's just get right into it. Episode 1 of the Mike Will Experiment, experiment along with me. We're going to talk about shopgoodwill.com. Now, if you're a game collector, you've probably gone to Goodwill looking for games. Probably have not found any games at Goodwill, I'm sure. Because, typically when we go to Goodwill, what do we find? Madden 2005, or 2006, maybe an old PlayStation 1 case with dust on it. You're not really coming up with big hits. The gig is up. Everybody knows games are worth money now. If you look on your local marketplace, at least in my area, that will tell you that. I've seen crazy prices. Someone put up a Super Mario Odyssey for $55. Like, you can get it for $49 with a voucher. You can get it at Walmart, I think, for $49. Yet people on Facebook think they're worth $55. So how do you get games as a wholesaler now? It's very hard. I go to the garage sales in my area. Nothing. I think I found one garage sale with games. I didn't get there in time. And that was after looking at dozens and dozens and dozens of garage sale listings in my area. So if you're frustrated like me, maybe you're not a reseller. Maybe you're just a collector. I do both. I wouldn't say I'm a huge reseller. I'm not living off of it by any means. I do it as a part of a hobby so I can touch games that I normally maybe wouldn't have got a chance to check out and, bring those games in and then sell them because I don't necessarily need them. Maybe I don't have the system, or maybe I just don't want the games. But maybe I pick a few games out and keep them and sell the rest. I'm pretty new to this hobby as well. I've really been mostly a game collector. Like many of you, I got rid of my old collection back in the day. I had a Gold Star 3DO. I had a Sega Model 1 with the CD. I had a bunch of stuff that I just completely got rid of. I totally regret it. Like most people do that get rid of their collections. Completely regret it. So now I'm kind of building my collection back up, although I'm a lot more picky than I used to be. I don't want 4 or 5 shelves full of games. I live in an apartment. It's not really practical. I really limit it to what I play. So with that being said, when I'm going on Shop Goodwill, I'm not looking, and we're going to talk about Shop Goodwill for just a second because this is the main topic of the video. We're doing an unboxing of a lot of PlayStation games, the PlayStation 2 games that I bought off Shop Goodwill. I paid about $24 for the lot. It's 21 games. So it's a little over $1 a game, which is what I recommend going for. What I do not recommend using Shop Goodwill for is rare games. Now, they do have a lot of cool, rare stuff that does become available. Unfortunately, the gig is up. Everybody knows games are valuable, and they bid that stuff up. I saw 2-boxed Mega Mans for the NES. People were bidding it up over $100. You don't know what the instruction book looks like because they don't post a picture of it. You don't know if the cartridge even works. They might say they test it, but they say they don't guarantee it for a long length of time. So I cannot recommend enough not buying that stuff off that website. I think that is a horrible idea. Go to eBay. You at least have eBay to get your back if you get a piece of junk. In their terms and conditions, they say it's as is. You get what you get. Sorry, buddy. So I just don't recommend going and getting used games there. Like I said, the jig is up. Everybody knows what's valuable. If there's one valuable game in the lot, if Super Mario RPG is in the lot, it's bid up to skyrocket. If a Flame Red N64 Funtastic is in there, it's bid up like crazy. So just don't do that. I mean, you can if you have the money, I guess. I'm just saying I don't really recommend it because there's just no value there. If you're a reseller, if you're a collector, I still don't recommend it because, to be quite honest, it's not a good deal. I mean, you can go, I've compared their prices to eBay prices, and it's almost dead on retail eBay prices. So don't do that. Or do, but I don't recommend it. Now, what is good on there? Let me tell you. They do a lot of bulk lots of 360, PS1, and Wii games. Now, these aren't, you go, well, geez, that's not the most hot thing ever. True. But if you're patient, and it does take a lot of work and a lot of effort and coming back and setting timers for auctions, because this is old school. This isn't eBay where a bot can do your auctions for you. This isn't, you can't script it. You have to set your timer and be on that webpage mashing the bid button at the last minute. Now, I want to talk about that because it is kind of, this is what And I want people to not go through the same crap that I went through when I started doing this, because I've put probably 50 hours into shopping these auctions. So I can pass all my information to you guys. And this is the deal. If you see a price on something, be very careful. If you are interested and say a lot is $9.99, put in a bid for $10.99 if you're interested. One of two reasons. The first reason is that may not actually be what it's at. It says $9.99, and I lost a great PC lot because I didn't know this. A lot that I would have went way more on, but I thought I could just bid them up $1 at a time. You can't do that. But I didn't realize that at the time until I went through the bid history, and I was like, oh crap. You know, I could have totally outbid this guy if I would have been paying attention. And what it is you put your max bid in. If you're the first bidder, say it's $9.99 and I bid $30, right? It stays at $9.99, which is good. That way you can get it at $9.99 if no one else bids. But you can't come in at the last minute and go, well, I'm going to do $10.99. This is what I was trying to do. Because look, I'm trying to make a profit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie about that. I'm trying to make a little money off this stuff. So, $9.99, like, oh, I'll come and do $10.99. This happened with this PC lot. And that one I did bid on, but someone else put in a higher bid, but it doesn't show you their max bid. It only shows you in dollar increments until someone beats the other person's bid. So for example, if the starting bid says it's $9.99, someone on the low, because it doesn't show you, bids $30, it will not show the true price of that auction item until a bid for $31 is made. So, okay, so say it's at 31. You're safe, right? No, you're not. Because someone could come in and bid $50, and it will still say $31.99 until you put in a bid to know that you're the high bid. So really, waiting until the last minute is what you kind of have to do, but I don't recommend waiting till the closing seconds. The last half hour is probably fine. Because, again, that person will get an email, but they have to be ready and willing to go in and outbid you, but you have to get above their bid. You can't just rest on your laurels and go, well, I'll wait and bid up one. It doesn't work. So I hope that helps some people out there that may have been losing shopgoodwill.com auctions. I know I was losing auctions like crazy. You know, it is pretty competitive. There's a lot of resellers. I keep seeing the same names pop up over and over again. You are competing with people that have lots of free time and probably do this for a living. So I'm hoping these tips helped you to kind of get some more auctions. I do recommend it. I mean, with the caveats that I mentioned earlier, you might see some tasty games on there, some enticing rare games. I wouldn't touch those games if you paid me. I'd be on eBay. Because at least on eBay you have buyer protection. There's none of this as-is crap. And they will leave out, you know, on those rare stuff, like the 2 Mega Man games I mentioned. Now, don't quote me on this. I'm going off memory. But if I recall correctly, they didn't show the carts. They didn't show the insides of the carts. They didn't show the instruction manuals. It's just, hey, these are in here. And it's like, but you don't know what you're getting, so why would you bid $100 on that lot? Even if those games maybe are worth $100 a piece, but still, I mean, you don't know if you're going to have something you can resell. And if it's for a collection, you may not even have something that's up to your standards. So just kind of a cautionary tale for Shop Goodwill. But let's get into the unboxing. All right, guys, let's get to this unboxing. So, first of all, very excited to unbox this. I've had it for a minute. First thing I would say is the packaging is fantastic. You know, it's a brand new, beautiful box. You know, I was expecting kind of a raggedy box. It got here with no dents, no dings. You know, I'm more worried about what's on the inside, to be completely honest. You know, that's the only thing. I didn't look up the price charting in advance, but I will have it in the description of this video how we did. So we paid about $24, I think it was $23. Let's get rid of this. $23.84 for this lot, which for 21 PlayStation 2 games is a hell of a lot cheaper than a marketplace, I can tell you that. So we got some, I mean, this is really well packaged if you look. I mean, I have to say, this is an A+, the packaging. I will give a caveat and just say that this is not necessarily indicative of what the Goodwill you're going to... Let me give you which Goodwill this was. This is the Noblesville... Excuse me. The Noblesville... yeah, Noblesville, wherever that is. So, If you do order from that location, you know, you can expect this. But what I've heard is that, you know, it's not one centralized, you know, leadership for this. It's all done by different kind of local leadership. So it may differ. Your mileage may vary, just as a warning. Okay, so that's the packaging. So we're going to get the box out of here, but here's the box. You know, like I said, I'm more worried that these games are tore up by nature, but at the very least, not because of the shipping. So that's good. All right, so, you know, so far so good. We're just going to kind of rip into this. I'm pretty impatient. And what I will do is we're just going to kind of go through them. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these old-ass games, but, you know, there are some sports games. So we got Madden, obviously. Comes with the instructions. Like I said, they're not all sports games, but beautiful disc. I mean, certainly will run. So I give this one a 7. So far, we're just going to kind of rate each game. Box with the manual. Again, this isn't that important on Maddens, but it's going to be important when we get to the minor hits that are in this box. This disc is not resellable, unfortunately. I don't care that much because I'm going to make 2 piles, basically, you know, these. So this is kind of how we're going to determine what we sell on eBay and what we don't. Yeah, this disc is fine. You know, and I worked, by the way, I can tell just by looking. I mean, of course, you can't 100% tell, but I worked at Electronics Boutique for 10 years. I've seen a lot of these games. So I can tell you this puppy, I don't know if you can really see it, is a 0 because it's not sellable. It's a sports game. We move on. This is I believe, the last sports game in here. Please, God. No instructions, again, which, you know, whatever. This disc does appear to be sellable. I will give this a 5. No instructions, though. Now, the first minor game here, low-tier minor game, but not a sports game, really, is Splashdown. PS2. You know, it's got some stickers on the box, which I'm not in love with. But again, it's a used game, so whatever. Does have the instructions, which are actually, yeah, you can see here a little stuck together there. I mean, this stuff is old, but they're there. Let's see the disc. The disc is actually pretty good. Definitely resellable. I would give this a 6. Pretty happy about that, actually. Jam Pack, summer 2003. Flawless disc. Absolutely flawless. That's great. This is a 10, I think. Granted, it's just a demo disc, but you know, you can sell these. They don't sell for a ton. I mean, again, we're not looking to make a fortune. I spent $24. We're looking to make more than $24. And I'll do another video that kind of recaps what I made off of all this stuff. It will take some time to move this stuff. This stuff is not stuff that, you know, you move instantly by any stretch of the imagination at all. So, you know, this is absolutely flawless, though. 10 out of 10. I'm going to put that over here for the nice ones. This is what I'm very scared about because it was one of the reasons I bought this lot. But I'm liking the condition. Oops, dropping things here. I'm actually really liking the condition on this so far. I mean, the box, it looks like a 10. Let's see what the instructions are. I mean, this is beautiful. I might have to keep this. I got to be honest with you guys. I don't know. This is absolutely gorgeous. I may keep this. I don't know yet. And that's the benefit of buying these lots. You know, you can keep 1 or 2 things for yourself and still make your money back. This might just go in the Mike Will collection, to be honest with you. Let's see what the disc is like before we get too excited. Usually, though, if the box is crispy and the instructions are crispy, we're good. And it's absolutely, well, I wouldn't call it flawless. You know, it's not as good as I thought it would be. It will play, though. Yeah, it just needs to be. There's some fingerprints, some light scratches, but it's. I'm still gonna put it in this pile. I feel that the box alone and the instructions alone will put it over here. I really wish. I don't really understand how this owner took such good care of everything but the CD, though. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe they used it a lot. Maybe it dropped on the floor or something. And again, it's all surface scratches, no front scratching, no gouging. These are really old CD games, so you can't really expect. There's no front surface scratches. One thing you do want to look for on PlayStation, on any disc-based game, is scratches that go through the front. That disc is toast. Do not sell it to consumers. You will be charged back. But yeah, no, this disc works. There's no doubt in my mind that this disc works. I'm not going to give it a 10 to overall. I will give it an 8, though, and I will put it in this stack because I was really worried about this. And the art in the book is absolutely gorgeous. Lego Star Wars. Again, I don't think this has instructions. Oh, that's painful. And that's the problem with these auctions. They don't really show off everything to the fullest extent, so you do get into some, some problems there. So that is an issue, unfortunately. But there's really not much to be done there. Let's see if the disc is any good. Sellable, but nothing crazy. So I give that a 6. It's sellable. We'll sell it, but a little disappointed with that one as well. But moving on. FIFA, again, 09. This actually is not a terrible pickup because it's a late generation FIFA game. So this actually is probably going to get bundled with the others and sold as a lot, to be honest. One of them will be sold as broken. The other two will be sold as functional. This does have the book, which is, like I said, most of these have had the book, which has been, for goodwill. Overall, so far, I'm really happy with my purchase, to be honest. I don't have any complaints. I really wish that Sonic disc was a little cleaner, but, that's just the picky guy in me. I don't think I'll keep it for myself, probably because of that. But this is... It's good, but it's not great. It's got some scratches. Again, many games from this era, just to kind of show the camera here, many games from this era, I don't know how good this is going to come out. My lighting isn't, I'm new at this. Bear with me. My lighting is not the greatest. I don't have the halo light, or I'm just a guy doing videos, man. But yeah, this, I don't know if some of this is permanent. No, some of it's smudging, so, I'll have to clean these up and reassess them. That's definitely sellable, though. I'm going to put it with the sports pile because it's not a regular game to me. Forgot that one was in there. Meet the Robinsons. Not keeping this, of course. But does it have the book? I feel like it does. Oh, and this one is complete in box with, get this, the registration card, everybody. So that's actually really cool. And again, this is all, you can't see this from the listing, so you're taking a lot of chances. Yes, you see that some of them have instructions. Again, flawless book, absolutely beautiful. The game sucks, but the beautiful book. Beautiful 10 disc. Oh man, this is a 10 out of 10. This is actually probably worth about $10, I would say. The prices change all the time. 10 out of 10 disc, registration card, complete in box. Now, is there an audience for this game? No, but, it's a low-tier game, but I do feel like there's lots of value there, for what I paid. Again, another sports game. I hope this is the last one. I said that earlier. I thought there were only 3, but this is Madden 08. Ugh. Honestly, those may become coasters in my... I don't think I can sell some of those, or I'll sell them as broken, NHL 2K7 again. This game is kind of a bad sports game, but then again, it's a later game too, so this can all be part of a lot, and that's actually sellable, so that's fine. I think we're finally out of the, and this, so here's our first dud. Now, this is coming, by the way, on these lots. I just have to tell you, we're gonna take a look at this. This is a pretty big dud here. You can see this is sun faded or just destroyed. I probably will have to sell this just as box and instructions, or instructions and disc, because I don't think I want to put my name out there as selling a crappy box like this. So, no instructions. This is probably about a disc only game. And it's got the ring scratch, so it may very well not even be resellable. So, I don't know if you can make out the ring scratch on the camera, but it's there. What is the ring scratch? Well, PlayStation 2s, and old Xboxes as well, if you moved the system while it was, and sometimes when you didn't, to be honest, I mean, sometimes it was when you moved it, sometimes it was just, hey, you know, system decides to randomly scratch the disc. This happened more with the 360, by the way, than the PS2, but, so this is junk, sad to say. It's not a big hit anyway, so. Guitar Hero 2, again, this is a typical thing that you'd see in a bulk lot. It's nothing special at all. But, in an interesting twist, this game is factory sealed. Had no idea there was a factory sealed game in this lot. Now, is it exciting? Not really. But, can I get a little bit more of a premium because it's sealed? Absolutely. So this actually is a great get. This was part of a set. So I believe what this is the game that came with the guitar. I'm going to make that guess. I'm not 100% on that, but I am 90% on that this came with the original box. So more than likely, yeah. So we'll put that in the 10 pile. I mean, that's absolutely beautiful. Come on. We'll do a little recap at the end, and I'll show you some stuff. I just didn't want to, I don't want this video to be 12 hours long, so. Again, this is more sports games. I didn't realize I guess I didn't see these. You know, it is what it is. You know, there's not a lot of value in sports games. This is NBA 2K9, NBA 2K8, you know, okay. I thought this lot had less sports games, but again, I was just excited to win a lot, so maybe I just tuned it out. Perfect. Madagascar. I don't think there's instructions in here. No. It's a Blockbuster case, by the way. No instructions. Kind of a bummer. A little worried about the disc if it's a rental. The disc is actually absolutely flawless. So, okay. 8 out of 10. No instructions. Is that a deal breaker on a PS2 game? You know, on this tier of games, I don't know that it matters that much. Maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't matter. I don't actually know. So here's a really tore up box too. Guitar Hero Encore rocks the 80s. This box is absolutely destroyed. And again, this didn't come out on when you looked at the lot. You know, you didn't really see that this box was absolutely destroyed. You know, it didn't, you know, they had it open. They had it like this. But, you know, does have the instructions, so it is complete. I don't know if this damage is, it looks like it's on the actual sleeve and it was put in maybe to a new case. Yeah, I don't know. How's the CD here? DVD. A little bit of circle scratching, but they're not deep. So, I mean, this is definitely resellable, no problem. We're down to our last few here. This, I don't know what that was, but probably that, it's probably this stuff flaking off, to be honest. Put that in a Ziploc bag or something. Okay. Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. This is like one of the most common games in the universe. We had at EB probably 5,000 of these things. So I'm not, you know, expecting greatness. There's some goo there, you know. Again, and that's why I'm doing this video. You can make an assessment for yourself if these Goodwill lots are worth it to you. I need stuff to sell. I'm not paying local prices, so I do this. But, you know, I can understand if this would turn you off. I'm kind of annoyed by that. Whatever that is on the inside there. You know, pretty decent manual here. It is complete in box. I don't know if there was a warranty card, so I don't like to call it complete in box without that, but it's close. The CD is very bad, though. So this is probably not actually... And see, I don't like that they sell this kind of stuff. Like, I think you should destroy this, to be honest. I don't think that you should put this in a lot and sell it to somebody, you know. And so that's kind of a pet peeve, you know. I'll say that's a pet peeve there. It makes it hard, and that's why I say don't spend much more than $1 per game on these lots. Period, end of story, and I'm showing you why. I knew this was coming. That's why I made a video. I knew this was coming. I mean, it's really obvious. So, sorry if I'm not showing the games at the right angle. I don't have a great setup. I'm going to look at this when I'm done, and we'll make changes going forward. But this is a bust. Oh, Echo doesn't have... I'm sad and then hopeful at the same time that this Echo came from the same person that takes such good care of the other disc. But this Echo does not have the instruction book. Again, that's a bust. You know, this is one of the games that I wanted. Sonic being the other one. Sonic ended up being pretty good, but this one, I don't know. It's a bit of a bust. The disc, is that dirt? Okay, so there is some dirt on there. Some of these just need to be cleaned, and I'll clean all this stuff before I sell it, obviously. Again, I may have to order some DVD cases too, and re-DVD case some of this stuff because it's just gross. You know, you don't want to resell that kind of stuff. But that's definitely going into the sellable pile, thankfully. And again, I don't know what happened to this particular person's games with the box art. I think they may have thrown these into new DVD cases, and because, I mean, look at that. It's just very, you know, it's very jacked up. I don't know what happened there. It's weird. It's like I don't know what that is. Like, it's just tore up. I mean, they're kids' games, so. This one, the instructions are looking good. The disc is very borderline. I'd have to clean that one up. I'm going to put that in this pile, though. I think it is resellable if it's a little borderline, you know. Cat in the Hat here is the next game. Yeah, that looks good. Mostly just a dirty disc. I think this is completely resellable, though. It just needs to be cleaned. So this is about a 7, I would say, out of 10. Yeah, I mean, you have to remember, take into account these are 20-year-old things, most of them, so 15, 20-year-old things, so, you know, are games that are traded into Goodwill gonna be, you know, amazing? Probably not. You know, that's just, you know, there is some surprises in here. I do want to go over the goods. I'm going to go over the resellable, and we're going to kind of count it up. I'm going to not put these titles, which unfortunately is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 of the 21 games are not resellable. So that is disappointing. So that brings you down to $12 or 12 games. So 21, you know, you're back up to about $2 a game, and then it becomes harder to make money. So, and you know, it's going to vary from one lot to another what you get. I mean, it's just going to, it will depend. I will say 10 out of 10 on the boxing from Goodwill. They put it in this orange baggie, which was inside of this huge thing of bubble wrap. I mean, to some extent, they did what they could, but the product itself is, you know, not the best. To summarize, here's the 10s. We're going to call these 10s, between 8s and 10s. The Sonic I'm going to put in there too. Guitar Hero 2, sealed, factory sealed from a set. Meet the Robinsons, good condition. Complete in box with a beautiful disc and a registration card. So this is probably, those two plus the Sonic are probably the best scores out of this lot. And the jam pack is pretty nice too. But it's a jam pack, it's not worth a ton of money. Sonic Plus, this is absolutely gorgeous. The disc is unfortunately scratched a bit, but the manual is flawless. It's absolutely flawless. So pretty happy with this one. You know, it's I'm a little disappointed in the amount of sports games and the amount of damaged games. So, you know, and here's the other 8 to 10 jam pack. So just to break it down by the statistics, out of 21 games, 4 were beautiful. The rest were not so much. But this one, I mean, it's pretty nice. I'm not going to show you the CD because I don't know how well it's coming out on camera anyway, but complete in box. I don't think there's a registration card, but man, this one ended up being really nice. And you know, that's pretty common with jam packs because they don't get used that much, right? So, you know, Cat in the Hat, a bit disappointing on the box itself. I'm trying to remember how this disc was. The disc is just dirty though, can be cleaned. Now you can tell an original PlayStation 2 box, which is another interesting fact. I don't know if they're all like this or if it's a certain, you know, timeline. They have a slot for the memory card in the top. So that's one way to tell if you have a vintage authentic case too. Or if it's a recase. You know, I don't know, maybe they make them, but I don't know if they have the Sony logo. Like, that wouldn't be legal, I wouldn't think, unless you had access to those from Sony. I wouldn't think someone could just put that PS logo in there. So you know you already have a vintage box, which is a good thing to know. Yeah, this one has it too. So that's how you can tell these are original boxes. I thought this might have been a rebox. My guess is that's water damage. I'm just going to make a guess that this is water damage based on that. Or, you know, because water damage wouldn't necessarily ruin the game because water doesn't really hurt a CD per se. You know, but the book doesn't have any water damage. So, I mean, that's why I put it in the sellable pile. I'll put full pictures up. I always put, hey, look, the cover's pretty messed up on this one. If you just need it to play in your collection, it's probably worth it. If you're a collector, you're probably going to pass. Echo, unfortunately, no. This is Echo the Dolphin. No instructions in a Blockbuster case. A little bit of nostalgia there. But the disc is totally playable. You know, another Guitar Hero. This is the 80s Guitar Hero, rocking the 80s. I think that's what it says. Rocks the 80s. Again, tore up case. Looks like it was from the same person. You know, authentic case though. And then you've got the game itself, which actually in this one is fine, with a few minor scratches. So, Madagascar. Again, we're just going through what was the hits. The hits, I won't call them hits, but they're, you know, not dumpster fodder. Lego Star Wars. Again, I was disappointed with this one too. You know, no instructions. Very disappointing. Not feeling that. But the CD on this is resellable, so, you know, you take what you can get. Splashdown. Another one that I was kind of looking forward to. Thankfully, it did have everything in there. And the CD is flawless on this one. This was a good one. This ended up being a good get. It does have the stickers on here. I'm not going to take those off. You know, I don't... You're going to make it look worse doing that. They're just staying on. So, and then these were the, you know, the other sports games that were really good. This Madden 07 was really in really good shape, the disc itself, but, you know, it's Madden, who cares? Same with this Madden 08, you know, who cares? Complete in box, though, and it is a later, you know, later version, kind of like the FIFA 09 that's in there. So this lot here is probably going to be sold as is for a ridiculously low price, to be honest. I probably will just move it as is and fully disclose the problems with it and see what people want to do. Because, you know, it's better that than throwing it in the garbage. Boy, I want to throw that game that keeps leaking this dust everywhere into the garbage, though, I'll tell you that. What game is that? Let me get that out of here. It says Pro Bass Challenge. I think this game is going in the trash. It's more trouble than it's worth. And the disc is got the circle scratch on it. So this is probably going bye-bye. So I only had, so to summarize, out of 21 games, that's nasty. It's just paper, but it's just, I don't know. So out of 21 games, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games that are probably, you know, a 1 to a 5, or a 0 to a 5.9 if you include the ones in the trash now. And then you've got, these are the sellables. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sellables out of 21. So I hope this video helped you out. Thanks guys for tuning into my first episode. I hope you enjoyed the Shop Goodwill unboxing. It was, I have to be honest, it was kind of disappointing. You know, there were some highlights, the sealed game, you know, and some other stuff. The complete unbox Meet the Robinsons, which yay! But it was a lot of fun to open it up and to see these products that are so old and have been sitting in Goodwill for who knows how long, and kind of to see how they package everything. And I hope it was informative. I hope it helps you to make a wise decision when it comes to these Shop Goodwill auctions and see kind of the real deal with them. But this has been Mike Will, episode 1 of the Mike Will Experiment. You guys take care.